Hillary Clinton was asked a question about Bernie Sanders' overwhelming support among young voters compared to her weak support among young voters. And here's how she responded.
But I'm totally happy to see young people involved in any way. That's what we want. And we want to have a good primary to pick a nominee, and then we want to have everybody join together to make sure we win in November, which, after all, is the purpose of this whole campaign. And so, you know, look, I've been around a long time. People have thrown all kinds of things at me. And, you know, I can't keep up with it. I just keep going forward. They fall by the wayside. They come up with these outlandish things. They make these charges. I just keep going forward because there's nothing to it. They throw all this stuff at me, and I'm still standing. But if you're new to politics, if it's the first time you've really paid attention, you go, oh my gosh, look at all of this. And you have to say to yourself, why are they throwing all of that? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I've been on the front lines of change and progress since I was your age. I have been fighting to give kids and women and the people who are left out and left behind a chance to make the most out of their own lives. And I've taken on the status quo time and time again. I have had many, many millions of dollars spent against me. When I worked on health care back in 93 and 94, and I don't know if you were born then. I can't quite tell. But if you'd been around and had been able to pay attention, I was trying to get us to universal health care coverage working with my husband. Boy, the insurance companies, the drug companies, they spent millions, not just against the issue, but against me. And I kept going. And when we weren't successful, I turned around and said, at least we're going to get health care for kids. And we got the Children's Health Insurance Program working with both Democrats and Republicans, and 8 million kids have insurance because of that today. So you've got to keep going. You can't give up. You can never get knocked off course.
Yeah, except you did. So she's saying, well, you know, back in the day, I was for universal health care. I fought for it. That's true. That's true. In the early 1990s, she was, and she did fight for it. Then what happened? Then the industry threw tremendous amounts of money at her, and she changed her position. Now she argues against Medicare for all. She argues against single payer. We've shown this chart before, but let's show it again here. This is from The Intercept. They counted, this is only for, I think, a 2-year time span in between when she left as Secretary of State and then when she decided she's going to run for president. Look at this. She made $2.8 million from 13 speeches to the health insurance industry. Or I'm sorry, just to the health industry in general. So this includes all different kinds of companies that are associated with the health industry. It's not just health insurance. But this is why she's to the right of Bernie. This is why she's pro-corporatist now. Because she's had tremendous amounts of money thrown at her by these corporations. So she's more likely to listen to them and do what they want, even if that's not in the best interest of the American people. And this is actually the answer to that guy's question. When he asks, oh, hey, I see a lot of enthusiasm about Bernie, but really not that much around you. Well, this is why. Because young voters, millennial voters who are paying attention, they see this stuff and they go, oh, I see. She's the establishment candidate who's going to give us 5% change. Bernie's the guy who's going to push for 95% change to try to make your life better. So she's a fantastic politician in the sense that she can control the room. She doesn't come across overly fake like Martin O'Malley. Everything except the substance from Hillary is on point. But the substance is just, it's half-truths and misleading statements and not the total picture. And based on her history and her actions, that she's willing to sell out to industry. So that's the problem. But look at the rest of what she answered there, too, because she said at the beginning, I'm happy that young voters are involved in any way. No, you're not. Don't stop. Just stop. Oh, really? So if all the young voters get involved and they all go behind Bernie, you love that, right? No, you want support for you. Just admit it. Acknowledge it. And then she pivots to make it all about her. And people attack me and they keep attacking me, but I'm still here. Quote, I'm still standing. Me. This is exactly the opposite of what Bernie Sanders does. Everything. You ask Bernie Sanders a question on one policy issue, he'll pivot to policy substance on 12 issues, okay? Whereas Hillary's, me, okay, I'm still standing, me. This is why they attack me. And then, I don't know if you saw it, there's a nice little sleight of hand trick. She goes to, people attack me because I fight for the people. Yeah, but wait. The original question which you were answering was about why is there such strong support from millennial voters and young voters for Bernie Sanders and not for you? And then all of a sudden you pivot to people attack me because I fight for the people? So you're saying that the people who are supporting Bernie Sanders over you, these young voters who are going for him over you and are attacking you, people like myself, for example, that, no, I'm attacking Hillary because she fights for the people. No, I'd love it if you fought for the people. I'm attacking you because ever since you started taking corporate donations, you do the opposite of that. You're just like your husband or you're just like President Obama. No doubt you'd be better than Rick Santorum or Mike Huckabee or Ted Cruz or Donald Trump in office. I'm not disputing that in any way, shape, or form. But are you going to be as good as a guy like Bernie Sanders? No. And am I attacking you because you fight for the people? Fuck no, I praise you when you do that. I'm attacking you because you don't care as much about the policy substance and you don't want to do the biggest, most important fundamental change to the system, which is campaign finance reform, which would make it so that the politicians no longer represent industry over people. So that's the problem, Hillary.